There's one thing millions of motorcycle riders do every single day without thinking about it. At traffic lights, in slow-moving traffic, on hill starts, it feels completely normal. It feels like correct riding technique, and it is quietly destroying the clutch, the gearbox, and in some cases, the engine of every motorcycle it happens on. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what this mistake is, exactly what it's doing to your motorcycle internally, and exactly how to stop doing it. We'll also cover 4 other clutch habits that cause serious damage, because the main mistake rarely travels alone. Most riders doing the big one are also doing at least 2 or 3 of the others simultaneously. What we reveal at number 3 is the mistake that causes the most expensive damage of everything covered today, and it's one that riders defend loudly when you tell them it's wrong, just like the warm-up idling video. Stay until the end. Let's get into it. The main mistake, riding the clutch. Riding the clutch means keeping the clutch lever partially pulled, not fully engaged, not fully disengaged, but somewhere in the middle, for extended periods, at traffic lights with the bike in gear and the clutch half pulled, creeping through slow traffic with the clutch slipping continuously to control speed, holding position on a hill with the clutch partially engaged against the throttle. Every motorcycle clutch works through a stack of alternating friction plates and steel plates pressed together by a spring. When the clutch is fully engaged, lever released completely, these plates are pressed firmly together and rotate as one unit, transferring engine power to the gearbox cleanly. When the clutch is fully disengaged, lever pulled completely, the plates separate and the engine spins independently of the gearbox. When the clutch is partially engaged, lever held somewhere in the middle, the plates are pressing against each other but not firmly enough to rotate together. They slip against each other continuously, and slipping clutch plates generate heat, enormous heat relative to their size. Heat that burns the friction material off the plates, glazes the steel plates, degrades the clutch oil, and reduces clutch life dramatically with every minute of slipping. Here's what makes this habit so damaging. The heat generated during clutch slip doesn't dissipate quickly. It soaks into the plates, into the clutch basket, into the surrounding oil. Riders who ride the clutch in heavy traffic for 30 minutes every day are running their clutch plates at temperatures they were never designed to sustain continuously. The correct technique at traffic lights is simple. Come to a stop, pull the clutch fully, select neutral, and release the clutch completely. The clutch is now fully disengaged with 0 slip, 0 heat, 0 wear. When the light changes, select first, pull the clutch fully, and move away cleanly. This is not slower. It is not less convenient. It is the technique that makes clutch plates last their full designed lifespan instead of half of it. Mistake 2, aggressive clutch dump from high RPM. Every rider has done this. High RPM, clutch released suddenly and completely. The front lifts or the rear tire breaks loose and the bike launches forward dramatically. What's happening inside the gearbox and clutch at that moment is significant. The sudden engagement of a spinning engine to a stationary drivetrain creates an impact load, a shock transmitted through the clutch plates, through the gearbox, through the chain, and into the rear wheels simultaneously. Clutch plates absorb this shock through their friction material. The gearbox absorbs it through the engagement dogs on every gear. The chain absorbs it through every link and roller. Done occasionally, this is within the tolerance of a well-maintained motorcycle. Done regularly, at every traffic light, every time you want to impress someone, the cumulative impact loading cracks clutch basket fingers, rounds off gearbox engagement dogs, and stretches or damages the chain far ahead of its normal service life. Hard launches have their place, but every one of them has a mechanical cost that adds up faster than most riders ever account for.
Mistake 3. Using the clutch as a speed controller in corners. This is the most expensive mistake on this entire list, and it's one that many riders genuinely believe is correct technique. Using the clutch to adjust speed mid-corner, partially disengaging it to slow slightly, re-engaging to accelerate, introduces instability into the one moment where your motorcycle most needs to be stable and predictable. Here's the mechanical reality. Your rear tire's grip in a corner is being used for 2 things simultaneously: cornering force and acceleration or deceleration force. Your chassis and suspension are set up around a specific expectation of smooth, progressive power delivery through the drivetrain. When you partially disengage the clutch mid-corner, you're introducing a sudden change in drivetrain tension. Slack appears in the chain. Rear suspension geometry changes momentarily, and the rear tire's load changes in a way that wasn't there a fraction of a second earlier. On a road with perfect grip, this feels like a slight wobble or instability. On a road with reduced grip, wet, dusty, painted lines, manhole covers, this instability can exceed the tire's available traction and cause a low side fall. Experienced riders control corner speed entirely with throttle and braking before the corner entry. The clutch remains fully engaged through the corner. Smooth, progressive throttle through the exit. The clutch is not a speed controller. Using it as one in corners is one of the leading causes of single-vehicle motorcycle accidents that get blamed on road conditions when the actual cause was rider technique. Mistake 4. Changing gears without fully pulling the clutch. In a hurry. Rushing through gears quickly. Clutch not fully pulled before the gear change is initiated. It feels fine. The gear goes in. The bike keeps moving. No obvious drama. But inside the gearbox, something specific is happening. When the clutch isn't fully disengaged during a gear change, the gearbox input shaft is still receiving drive from the engine, partially or fully depending on how incomplete the clutch pull was. The gear engagement dogs, the square-edged metal lugs that lock gears into engagement, are trying to engage while still under load. Instead of dropping cleanly into engagement, they scrape, they impact, and they round off slightly with every incomplete shift. Rounded engagement dogs don't hold gear under load as securely as sharp ones. A gearbox with heavily worn dogs jumps out of gear on acceleration, the most frustrating and potentially dangerous mechanical failure in everyday motorcycle riding. It develops over thousands of partially disengaged shifts, and it's completely self-inflicted. Full clutch pull, every gear change, every time. The extra fraction of a second is the difference between a gearbox that lasts and one that jumps out of third gear on every hard acceleration. Mistake 5. Never adjusting clutch cable free play. This one destroys clutches silently over months without the rider ever connecting the cause to the outcome. Your clutch cable has a specified amount of free play, the small amount of slack at the lever before resistance begins. This free play exists for a reason. It ensures the clutch is fully engaged when the lever is released, that the plates are completely pressed together with no residual slipping. As the clutch cable stretches with use and the friction plates wear slightly thinner, this free play reduces. A cable with insufficient free play means the clutch is never fully engaging even when the lever is completely released. The plates are always under slightly less clamping force than they should be. They slip slightly under load. They generate heat continuously at a low level that's impossible to feel but very real in its effect on clutch plate life. Check your clutch cable free play every month. Your manual specifies the correct measurement, typically 2 to 3 millimeters of lever movement before resistance. Adjust at the cable adjuster near the lever to restore correct free play as the cable stretches. This takes 2 minutes. The clutch life it protects is worth considerably more than 2 minutes. For hydraulic clutches, check that the fluid level is correct and that the lever returns fully and completely after every pull. A hydraulic clutch that doesn't return completely is the hydraulic equivalent of insufficient cable free play. Partial engagement, continuous slip, accelerated wear. Your clutch is a precision component. Treat it as one and it will last the life of the motorcycle. Treat it as a friction-based speed controller and it will remind you of the cost in the most inconvenient way possible. Subscribe for more real motorcycle knowledge. See you in the next one.